Hello and welcome to episode 44 of our East Coast Mainline map. We've really not been on the East Coast Mainline for a long time. We're playing Guess the Station, obviously. While you have a guess at where we are, there is a clue on the screen towards the left side. But I do want to thank everyone who's took part in the little poll I did in Sunday's episode. Kind of snuck it in there and didn't say anything. That was a freight train. That's quite relevant to what we're doing today. Yeah, the freight train passing by, heading to Radlett. Oh, that's also another giveaway. Should we sort my mouth out before we begin this episode? Let's do that. Right, let's get everything back on the screen and zoom out. There we go, it's Flitwick. Of course it's Flitwick. This is the giveaway, it's the only one with this massive wall at the side. Looking beautiful. I am going to pause this, just for now. This is the guy who's going to be the focus of our attention today. It's our main freight line, running down the Midland main line. I know we were kind of over that way, on the, probably that way more. On the West Coast main line. We're back on the Midland main line because it's been neglected somewhat. What I found when I came to record this video for the cab ride of a freight train, which I haven't done, that's another thing I completely neglected, is that there's not a lot of scenery once you get to a certain point. In fact, it's kind of after Flitwick. It goes a bit bare. What you can see I've been doing, this little cool thing, as I like to call them, it's the chocolate buttons factory. No, it's supposed to be. It's not a chocolate button factory. It's supposed to be a water treatment plant, but it's obviously not. But this is close. I mean, it's kind of there, right? It's kind of cool in the background. So I did that, and I didn't record anything again. But yeah, I got carried away. There are about 3 days worth of detailing that I started to do, and I realized I could be doing some of this with you guys on this episode. So we'll take a look what we did last weekend. And we were actually all the way down here. There she is. That's our Stonebridge Park depot. Heading over. Wheelston Junction's going to be around here, and we're probably going to have to put Wheelston Station in because it's kind of cool, even though it's not really going to serve any purpose. Eventually we'll link up to Euston. If we go down here, you'll see I've been detailing as we go, right? A few things have been happening, admittedly off camera, but we've been filling in the gaps as we go, except for here. I've kind of done the same thing as what we did on the Midland main line. And what I did was just forget about it. Just have all grass, which I don't like. It looks terrible. And it doesn't make for a very interesting cab ride. So we're going to do some preparation for that cab ride today. We are going to concentrate up here first. Since I did the outlining, so I mean, you can all see how that goes. But we definitely need something down here, because if you zoom down, it's just plain old grass. I mean, you can have some grass, and there's some bushes in there, but I'd prefer to have it looking a bit busier, a little more organic. And if we go to this end, I'll probably do this, depending on how much time we've got today, I'll probably do this just before I decide to record the video for the cab rides. There's going to be 2. Well, there's going to be 4 total. 2 of them will be back there on the East Coast main line, so that's pretty busy if we look up here. Notice we've connected now, the Midland main line and the scenery work for the East Coast main line. They are as one. We are becoming whole. We're going to be doing this bit. I'm going to get cracking with that while I waffle on. So, ooh, there is something I want to show you first. Let me flick to that. before we do anything else, we're going to quickly look at the map. I do remember people asking, how do I choose which which fields to put in and what colours? Well, if you see, we've got Harpington there, which I really wish I'd have put on the map. And we've got Luton. So this is the area we're doing between Luton and St Albans. I mean, if you go too far out, they're just kind of green and browns. But if we go roughly where we'll be working, you'll see there's a lot of brown. There could be ploughed fields, which is what it looks like. And we can kind of recreate that. There's Luton Airport. So if you see up here, there's pretty much all ploughed or bare. I think we can go for that. What do you reckon? Few trees. And then you notice there's lots of dark greens down here as well. But that's about it. You can't see much in the way... It's probably when this was taken, but you can't see much in the way of yellows or even brighter colours. So we're kind of going to go with this. The darker greens and the darker browns. That's all I do. Let's get back into this first so I can switch this back. Look at me. I'm like almost professional. So there's our Luton Airport. You can see it's kind of going okay. We can use this sand for some, and we can use the plough fields, and then we can use this kind of lighter... No, there was a less bright green. Not very dark and not very bright. There's another thing I put in, because Luton doesn't have any food incoming to it, or anything. And there are farms around here. I believe I named this one. There's another thing. Look, I went crazy. I am so sorry, guys. But we can take a look now. This is my little farm, and if we click on it... What a lovely noise. It's Russell's farm. That's what this is going to be. Probably not what they do here. I don't know what they actually do here, or whether it's really that big. But there we go. That's Russell's farm. That's what it's going to be. That's going to be supplying Luton with some food. It's not bad, is it? You can kind of see it when we do our cab ride, so that's something to look out for. When we come down this way, we'll be on this side of the track. I mean, all that work I did, and this is about... Oh, you can't see it. Oh, yes, you can. Look, you can just see this shed roof. That's all you can see. You can actually see it slightly better that side. I thought you could see it better than that, or is it the other way? It might be the other way. It might be the other way when you're coming around here. I knew you could see it from somewhere. There we go. Yeah. You can see it more there in the background, but that's all you can see. We don't care, though. I'm wondering if I should do some cab rides in trucks and buses, because we have some scenic little drives, and we could like do a mix and match of that if anybody's interested. I know it's a bit bizarre doing those. But I don't know, it's kind of nice scenery out in the countryside, especially if we fill all this in. Shall I get going? I'm going to start this and then I just stopped. So we're just going to make some outlines for some random fields. Look at how straight that was. And that's today's episode, I think. There'll probably be some cuts in it where I do some repetitive things. You might not want to see that. But I haven't done this. And the reason why I hadn't done it before is because Painter was really slow. And it was painful to watch. Painful Painter. But now it runs, I don't know, at a decent clip, so we don't really care. Because we can get stuff done. In fact, this is probably the slowest part now. Outlining my fields. This is going to be our browns and stuff, so we've got that represented when we go... airborne, because we are going to do that. So we've got a third dimension to think about now, up in the sky. How are we going to do this? This is all I do, just make pretty patterns. It's very relaxing, so I don't mind doing this. I get a bit carried away, as you've noticed. 3 whole days worth. Well, not whole days, I mean, maybe 4 hours in the evening per day. Which is a bit more realistic. But still, 12 hours worth of scenery without you even seeing it. is not on, really. It's not the best thing to do when you're trying to show people what you're doing. So here we go. We are preparing our cab ride, which normally is done behind the scenes, as it were. I have a very sleepy puppy at my feet who is snoring up a storm. I hope you can't hear that again. I mean, I don't think you could last time, if I remember correctly. So we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Otherwise, if you hear the odd pig noise, that's my dog. Yep, that's my dog. She was ill, actually, the last few days, bless her. And it was a bit like the equivalent of man flu for a dog. She didn't handle it very well. Very upset. Funnily though, we figured out she enjoys wearing clothes. Yeah, don't judge. It wasn't like, let's dress her up. We looked up certain ways to, like, comfort her. Because I couldn't hold her all day. It gets a bit warm. And heavy. And there were all these things to, like, basically put t-shirts on them. Or wraps of some sort. As though they're being held. How scientifically true that is, I don't know, but I'll tell you our experience. I'm sure you're dying to know. It seemed to do the job. I don't know whether it was a coincidence or what, but we put a t-shirt on. Once she got, it was actually one of my wife's crop tops. We kind of cut it to size and made sure it was snug, but not tight. And wow, she just calmed right down. I don't mean like petrified or anything. She very relaxed after we put it on. I mean, not all dogs are going to be the same. When we took it off her, this is looking all right now, isn't it? And when we took it off her, she begged for it back on and tried to keep putting her head back through it. I mean, I'm going to just say and read that as she wanted it back on, and she was back relaxed again when we put it back on her. So, you know, I don't know. The wife and I were discussing it. We're like, we always said people that put clothes on dogs are a bit weird. I guess if they're just doing it for a fashion statement, possibly, and if the dog doesn't like it or animal doesn't like it, it's kind of a bit odd. But when it's there for and she feels happy, I don't know. Don't know where to go with that one. It's new to me. We don't keep it on her all the time, but she gets a bit... she's a little terrier, by the way. Not an actual terrier, not as a description. How she behaves. She's a terrier cross. Weighs about 20 to 25 pounds, somewhere in that region. We do want some, look on the map, we do want some more trees around here, so let's have some here. At the side of the road there. We'll go down here. There, we filled them, all that in. These two here. These are going to be our roads. Of course I want to overwrite the save game. That'd be silly, wouldn't it? Yeah. I have clicked on the wrong one before, and I have been very grateful that that option to confirm is there. So here we go. This might crash and I might have to reload it. But we'll see. Look how long this takes. I'm going to let this one there. That takes a long time. Do you remember that was every click on a point? It's going to do it again, and I'll edit that bit out. And we'll just get cracking with some brownish type fields for this area. Straight along, like a band of brownie. Or similar crops, basically. We'll start with ploughed. And it's going to do it again, and I'll edit that bit out. And then, from this point forward, we can just get planting. It's not an exact science, really. I just follow the lines I've already made for myself. You can do it the other way around, I guess. I mean, there's nothing stopping you. Remember your little click there after you've placed it. And then back to paint, and then it's pretty quick. We'll do some more. I guess coming off here would be nice. I forgot what I was saying. Good job. Good job, me. Oh, we'll need one there and there. Yeah, that's the problem. I didn't know how I'm gonna sort of host this while laying fills, because it's something I do to relax. And let's place a point there. Click here. That makes it instant. We'll do a bit more of a shape here. I'm going to say down this way. I want some actual grass around there. I do want more than 2, because there's just 2s at the moment. Let's go with this one to be more than 2. And by the time I get to the end of this, I'll forget again. No, here we go. We'll do 3. Because they're always 2s. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. There we go. Lovely. Lovely jobby. Yeah, this is going to be our... We're not going to keep going down... you know I'm tempted now. Sure, let's do this little bit here as well. Since we're going for it. And where would be a good place for this? These 2 back here? Yeah, let's do these 2. I'm going to do over here. Like that. We might have some more green, darker greens here as we get closer to St Albans over there. And Welland, that way. Look at us, right in the middle. But this is going to help our map for any flying cab rides we might do, depending on how busy the map gets. Let's go here and plan. Okay, now we're going to need this sand color because I want some of that. Don't have a lot of that in areas other than near. What I tend to do is put it near factories or farms and stuff as a muddy area. But I kind of think that works with around here. I kind of do. You have to let me know in the comments below whether you feel this mud sandy color kind of works as a, I don't know what it would be, like tilled ground, or before it's been a while since I played Farming Simulator, where they had, you'd plow it and then you prepare it or something. No, you'd plow it last, wouldn't you? Would you? Is it last or is it first? See? Look, don't know. It's not a farming show. I'm lost now. I'm out of my comfort zone. See, that I like. That's kind of looking like what I was going for on the map. We'll probably have some of that. No, I think the white is too... Well, maybe 1 or 2 we'll have as that colour. But most of it will have this and the... I believe it's hops we go for, is it? Yeah, hops. That's that kind of... this green here. Alright. I'm happy with that. Now let's put some hops in. Oh, actually, do I want that as the... Let's do it. Paint one there. Where are we? It's bare, I think, is what we're going for. So we'll do that. And see how it looks, and if we don't like it, we can take it out. You know what? No, let's leave it in. It breaks it up. It kind of works, doesn't it, with these other browns. It's kind of a much... I mean, it looks like sand. Not sure what that is, but it's just a bit bright. I mean, it's kind of perfect if it was darker, and I did darken them. Unfortunately, it wasn't a mod. It was just me darkening them. Manually, I darkened the yellows too. But there's been an update to, obviously, Transport Fever since then. And it's reset them. I'll have to see if I've still got that, or do it again and just this time put it as a mod. What am I doing? Click. And then plan. What do we want to finish off with? Hops, right? That's what we want. I think it's hops. Let's see. We want that off green, like up there. There we go. That's the one. That's the kid. Done. And that's what we're going to fill the rest in, I believe. Like I said, kind of just don't worry about it too much. By the time it's finished, it should look fairly nice, I think. I think I want to go all the way with this too. We'll just paint a point. It keeps it nice and smooth between transitions of different field types. I'm actually... yeah, let's go down here. I mean, it's up to you at the end of the day. How you want to do your fields. You don't even have to follow the terrain. You like the look of something? You just put it in. What I'd do. Paint an extra point. Switch. What are we going to end with? Let's see where we are. Let's have some forest floor, as I called it. It's kind of like the foresty floor areas. You see? Not bad. Looks a bit patchy and weird, but we're going to colour that in with some trees. And we'll go from there. Hopefully it doesn't crash. I mean, it can still crash. A fair warning on that. But it's not hard to repaint fields, so I don't mind it's in there. It's a bit rare, and I don't know what causes it yet, so I don't want to just go ahead and say fixed it. Because there we go. It almost did it. Okay, it didn't do it. I had a little bit of a fluttery heart moment right there, because I thought I'd broke it. But what I didn't do was do a point in between, so it read the entire map. There we go. We have it in. I'm happy with that. Okay, we'll paint a point, we'll switch, and we'll get 2 trees. And since we've done a boatload, let's save it. And I want to save the backup in case it crashes during the save and then wipes my previous save. Now that I'm comfortable that's done, this is just another process. I'm sure you've seen it before. If you're new to the channel though, and my videos, and you kind of started way into the season, that's why I do that. Right, let's get some trees in, shall we? I kind of started on a weird one really, because you're not going to see this much from anywhere. But it's still important. Because we were neglecting our map for things like this. They may be a little tedious to do. I'm probably not sure whether it's the greatest entertainment in the world. I might just leave this to... oh, this is going to take forever, isn't it? I might leave this to go back to time lapses. Or, possibly, referring back to my poll, live streams. It's looking like YouTube is winning. And I am totally happy with that. That poll will be open until Sunday coming, if you're watching this as it comes out, or before the following Sunday, or the Sunday coming. Those tenses again. Let's just colour that in like that. And then I'll close it once, probably the end of Sunday. And then I will post on the video it's on, but then I'll announce it in the following Thursday's episode. So that'll be next Thursday's episode, or Tuesday, depending when it goes up. I don't know what I'm doing yet. You should know that by now. I'm experimenting. The thing with having the live stream, and obviously it's probably going to be on YouTube, looking at the votes. The thing with having a live stream of a series on the series map would be continuity, and you don't want to really have spoilers or anything when I'm live streaming compared to the main series. So I have to kind of think of a way to record ahead without interfering with the series. I've got to think this through, haven't I? I mean, we could always have a hard mode playthrough, but I don't know, something like this where I can chat to you guys while mindlessly doing fields and trees, and maybe discuss some options for future episodes or ideas you guys might have. Bit of a two-way thing going on there. This is sort of perfect for it because it's just literally mindless and relaxing. So I can keep an eye on chat more, you see. I mean, there'll be times where I just drift away, so you'll be able to actually wake me up in chat. That'd be amazing. I don't have a camera sorted out, so apologies about that. Straight off. Maybe if the live streams are proving to be popular, or you even care about my ugly mug on your screen, we'll see about that at some point. Meantime, this is gonna take forever, isn't it? I don't know whether I thought this through at all. Trees galore, trees and fields everywhere. Or the English countryside, as we like to call it. Wouldn't you like a country road like this with like fencing? Bits of broken fence and stuff. Kind of cool. I know you could do it manually, but boy, would that take a long time. Thought this was bad. Imagine placing fences all the way down these roads. Be crazy. Are we nearly done? We're nearly done. This section, anyway, we're nowhere near done the entire route where we can set up. See, what we can do, we can kind of have a sneak peek. Once we've done some areas. I don't want to play the video too much, because I kind of have an idea. What I do with cab rides, this is what the idea is for. The cab rides, I don't save the game while I'm testing the cab ride, obviously, because that will just keep advancing it forward every time you play it. And you want to kind of see what your cab ride train is, or candidate, and then see what's missing, and then reload the game, and then fix the bits that are wrong, and then go back again and run it again and make sure it looks all right. And then you're always using the same cab ride, so you know when you're coming through, say here, if there's a massive tree sticking out, you can remove it, and something else will do towards the end. But this is what I do, really. Doesn't that look better already? Look at that. All of this Nebworth to Luton is like all filled in. This is why we need this farm up there. Shall we get that? Let's have a little bit of a break. Let's get a new line. And let's get some food running. We need some cattle. And we'll definitely need... I closed the line manager. Definitely need some grain. And then we'll need the actual food trucks. Which, I think I go for that. This one, I think. No. Oh, yeah. I don't know, let's go with that orange. There. So, these are our 3 lines. We need to feed... You see I've put the distribution centre for Luton is going to be this side. I don't know why it's there. Maybe I need to encourage that. I'm rethinking this now with you guys. Maybe I need to encourage them over here. Maybe they can just touch this area. That would be kind of cool if we get it. Lee Grave Station active, and then we could maybe have an industry area this way. The reason why I've got the commerce up there, we go to this. You see they're already over there. Oh, so are the industry. Oh, change of plan. Change of plan. Let's dump that. I'm not happy with that there. I'll have to fill that all with trees again. If we can get it over here... This will be awkward. I think it's a bit hilly. Acceptable. If we can get it over here instead, I think it will work as a bit of scenery, because there's the bridge. Beautiful. So let's do that, shall we? Let's change my mind midway through planning. Well, let's get this. I want this because it's nice and big and it looks very... Are we going to touch some... Oh, we don't. I want to touch some commerce without wrecking the road with big lumps and bumps. Oh, that's unfortunate. Can we get maybe at an angle? I reckon we can get like here. This could be kind of cool. As if we go there, just have a little bit of road going up to it. Do you kiss the... You do, look at that. And then we can start trimming off this commerce, right? We can dump it all this side and be like, no. I want you the other side if possible, thank you very much. And then they can do something else over there. You know, politely destroy their commerce area and tell them to go over here instead. I was talking about it. It's not like I just went bulldozing straight off the bat. They had the time while I was chatting to move their buildings. So let's see. We do touch, you see. Now, if we can get those over here, there's a good chance if one of these buildings start touching over here, that would be awesome. And then our Luton Airport Parkway station can start actually having a purpose. I mean, it kind of does anyway, right? It serves the airport. Funnily enough. Who'd have thought that? But we should have some buildings up here that get this a little bit... We need this to connect some. That's steep, isn't it? Well, I'd like it to connect if possible. Without being too bumpy. Let's see. Not like that. Come on. Obviously, I didn't want that to happen. We go off at kind of a... like that. Can we just like... Can we? Can. That's better. Beautiful. This is another area we've got now where if I'm right and you're sitting coming this way, you can see it. Look, as soon as you come through this bridge, we'll be on this side. Can you see? You can't. Can't see it, can you? Only if you're looking that way. Well, NORADs. What happens if we come down here? You can't see anything. Well, it's going in anyway. Maybe they'll build something. I am disappointed. Let's get the bread line in. The bread line. It's just because it's a bread icon. Let's get the food line in. From here. There we go. That will be Luton food delivery. Beautiful. That's you in. Let's get our cattle running from the farm up here. And that'll be Russell. What do they call it? They don't call it cattle. Livestock haulage. There we go. Nailed it. And this one will be doing the same. And this balances out your... For a gameplay thing, if you want to balance out your stock or your output from a farm, split the loads. I'll show you what I mean about splitting the loads, but split them into two and have both cows and grain going here, and make sure they're even. Same amount of trucks, and that will give you the throughput and an even upgrade on the... I pointed to the farm. Still not a thing. GT, that's still not a thing. Pointing at your screen, no one can see it. Not even if you had a camera on you, because you'd just be pointing at them or something. I don't know. How does that work? And what's this? This is Russell Farm. Grain. I guess Russell's... Let's I don't... What did I call the last one? I'm awful. Don't need all the things, just these. Russell... I guess Russell works, right? Russell... Grain haulage. There we go. I mean, it's kind of delivery as well, but we'll go with that. Do we have a depot around here? I think we do, right? Because we have it near the bus. There he is. Hidden down there. Beautiful. We are 37 minutes in. I've done next to nothing, really. Well, that's not true, is it? Where are we? If we notice the different colours I've got going on, there's more greens down here. This one's kind of patchworky. And then it goes a bit green and then look, we have another patchwork or brown, mainly browns. And then where's our browns we did up here? Can we see them? There they are. There you go. That's that little area. There. We could have had more of this, I think. From a distance, it looks kind of good. Yeah. Wasn't sure about that colour, but from above, let's get rid of the Alt-G that. And let's have a look above. Oh, get rid of that too. Yeah. So plane ride now is looking kind of cool. There is a lot going on there. I mean, you can almost get it. Look, it looks like it's all done. Beautiful. I'm kind of excited because we're not really pushing my PC to the max at the moment, even with all of this going on, which is amazing. We need some trucks, don't we? We need some trucks. I just keep moving away from it. Freight, please. What do we have? Oh, we can have these MANs. Let's do that. We need grain. I like the Volvos, don't get me wrong. But we're moving forward. It's the 70s now. And these kind of suit the UK. So we need... What are we doing first? Let's get the bread running. It's the bread. It's food. Just because it's a picture of bread doesn't mean it's just bread. What colour did we go for? Did we decide on that? I got a fly on my head now. And now he's on the screen. You can't obviously see that. How many should we have? How far have we got to go? Not that far. Maybe we'll go with 4. Let's go with 4 and we can see what the timings are like. Luton food delivery. There we go. Now we need to get... Why did I shut that? No need to shut that. I had it all set up and in place. As I keep smacking myself in the head. And missing the fly completely. Grain. He's like balancing on all the hairs on. I kind of shaved my head for the best part. And his little feet are twinging bits of hair. It's kind of annoying. I might have to stop and we're going to war with the fly. That's what I'll be doing. So by the time I come back after we set this up, we're going to set this up. I'll how many are we going to have there? 2. Yeah, 2 grain and then it's Russell's, right? Russell grain and then 2 livestock. With the darkest brown. There's our cattle. A couple of those. Stick those on the Russell livestock. There we go. Let's play that. See what happens. Do we have we had a freight train near our line, didn't we? Up here. I mean, I guess I'm going to... Here's one. You'll see what I mean now. I mean, you've missed the bit from Flitwick. But we'll get on board and I'll show you how bare it looks. Oh, that's loud. Can you hear me over the... Hello? I sat back and had a little drink of my tea. Did you hear me over the train? Sat back, drinking my tea. It was like I was in the next room. See what I mean? It's a bit bare. I mean, this side and point to the screen again. Never learn. It'll never get old, will it, guys? The left, right side. Oh, look at the plane in the background. The right side didn't look too bad there with the trees. And the plane looks awesome, and the passengers. This is bare, but we're working on Luton. This is Leegrave. Do you know what? I just had a brilliant idea. What about if have you seen some of the cab rides where they actually put, when you go through a station or a major junction, they put it in text in somewhere on the screen, and it just fades in, fades out as you go through it. How about I do that for the cab rides? I mean, it doesn't really interfere, does it? I could put it down in the bottom, or in the middle. No, not the middle. Out the way, maybe in the bottom left. Let's say bottom left. Do you know what? It doesn't look bad, does it? It's starting to fill out. It was very bare here before. Oh, I've left the mouse cursor. I promise I won't do that for the actual video. I won't leave the mouse cursor in the middle of the screen for the entire run. This would have been a nice run, right? Oh, this is where we'll see. I think you can just see Russell's Farmer in the distance. There's the food processing plant on the left as we went by it. And yes. Oh, it's looking so much better. This was just all plain. Let's get out of there. I'm happy with that. We could do this, couldn't we? Because that's kind of cool too. I mean, you could technically do that. Close that. Look at that. And then you can use the oh yes, you can use the Q and E keys to rotate through the trees. Hold on to your lunches, people. Oh, we're going to hit that bridge. I don't know what the tilt up and down. I think it's R and F. Yes, R and F, but you can't get low enough. Doesn't that look good? Oh, that fly is driving me nuts. Oh, we're going to straight through the bridge. I put a if we get off there now, it's very loud. On this section here, I use some of Jontron's speed limiting tracks. Bring that back up. I limit it to 50. It's probably maybe even 45, but I kind of like that. It was hurtling through there at about 70, which didn't seem the best. Obviously, you wouldn't want to do that for your actual games. Isn't this beautiful? Look, he's going to turn around. He's going up there. Oh, I love this. November 25th, 1972. The flies on my cup of tea. Away with you. We need to do some more, don't we? Let's save that. We are going to need to save this because we don't want any terrible crashes in between. We are going to have to start finishing up. So maybe we go over here. See what sort of colours we got between Flitwick and Harlington. And next to our chocolate button factory. It really isn't a chocolate button factory. Oh, I did this. Did I ever show you this? I probably do, like every episode, and forget that I've told you. I do watch my videos sometimes, but not all the way through because it's a bit weird listening to yourself. This little marker here, if you don't know, is where I'm going to plant little tree areas. Let me switch over here and do a bit of fly. I'm telling you, get off my tea. It means war. Seriously does. This is just unprofessional. Fly. Not invited. I'm gonna have to get one of those on air or recording things. That's Milton Keynes. We're nowhere near, are we? So there we have it. After the miracle of editing, for me there was no miracle of editing. I was wandering around lost. I don't know what I was thinking. I ended up like I kept going past Milton Keynes. I don't know. I was on the next map when we do Midlands up in Birmingham. Okay, let me change that. Not the next map. Anyway, so we got mostly greens here. A few fields. But it is very, very green around this area. That's what we're going with, folks. That's what we're going with. Ooh! I'll edit this bit out, but let me show you something. There you go, guys. That is our chocolate buttons factory near near Flitwick. And if we scroll out, there you see we've got Amp Hill and Flitwick. It's kind of north of Flitwick, but you know, it's there, and I've put it in, and we'll have some brown fields around it. But that's it. That's what I was recreating. It's not bad, is it? I mean, we've missed some bits out, but you kind of get the idea of what it is. Right, should we get on with colouring this in, as it were? It's a giant map-based colouring book. I don't actually know how much time's gone by on this, because obviously there's a lot of editing. Or I expect there to be a lot of editing in here. I've got the hiccups, don't have the hiccups. This will be a disaster. So, let's get on with this, shall we? Hopefully this won't crash. But we'll have this sand colour, because we kind of want... Oh, I'm panicking. Panic is real. Oh, we got away with it. So, let's do here to there. There, we'll have that. Some lovely browns. And then I think we're good. Like that. Let's just do it like that. Give it some depth. There we go. Kind of how it is. And then the rest we'll settle for the greens. We'll start slowly going over and doing some greens. What do you reckon, guys? We'll do this quickly. I might edit this out, and then we can start wrapping up. There we go. Doesn't that look wonderful? We have done all the fields. I mean, it's looking better, right? There's that bit of forest. I went and edited it to make sure I couldn't hear things. And at one point, it does sound like I swallowed the fly. Which I promise wasn't the case. That was definitely... ooh! For those that... Jontron did ask, how do I put the trees in and keep going? It's just a case of left mouse button, hold it down. And just like circular motions back and forth. You want to do lines. And ignore the collision thing. Don't try putting them one at a time. Just keep the left mouse button held down. And there's your bajillion trees. And it's kind of relaxing. You can just kind of like you're painting. Really? I don't mind doing it that way. I know there's mods to do them in chunks, but I like that way. That's generally what these areas are. We have about 10 minutes left. I'm sorry I get a bit loud during the cab rides, and when it's playing, that's my own stupid fault, really. And what I do is I have my headphones rather loud. And so I'm shouting over them, which there's no need, because when I talk normally, you can still hear me over the train sounds. So I need to sort that out. And it's took me this long to actually do that. Redonkulous, right? I am silly. Look at it. It's looking quite good. We need to just check there's no trees in the way down our line before we finish up. We also need to... Let's go under here. Ooh, is that sticking out? No, that's acceptable, right? I mean, it's not too bad. It will just brush the wheels, maybe. The cab rides, by the way, throughout July... Yeah, here, look. I changed these to be 15, and it's a little bit slow. So we'll change these to a little bit higher. 25 would be a bit better. It's like, I don't know though, because you had a good look at the scenery. Now let's change them. Just this bit and around here. We'll have this entry point at 15. And we'll probably have... Oh, did I just put Tannery all the way around? Good job. Absolute genius. Anyway, maybe we'll have this here. No, because you don't want to be speeding up. Towards the end, we'll slow it down to 15, and up here, we'll have it at 25. But then at this crossover, we want it 15. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. Can you see something over here? I've been outlining the M1. Now scoots between Woburn Sands and Lidlington. Obviously, we're going to need this coming up and finishing at some point as well. Probably when we get up to Bletchley on our West Coast main line. But look at this. Look at the M1. It is going all the way to Watford. I mean, technically it goes all the way. I just don't know what I'm doing with this bit yet. We'll work on that, I promise. Still a lot of this series to go, isn't there? I don't know why I was panicking. I mean, we got lots to do. Especially since no one knows what's under there. You can't tell. It's not a cornfield. I'm going to look up, before Sunday's episode, what's going on here with roads. And I'll finish that off. And then that'll be that bit done. Then I'll connect up the M1. And then I'll show you what I did for episode 45. In the meantime, I think we've got a lot done. Don't you? Definitely got a lot done. Not a chocolate button factory is over there. Beautiful. I like it. There is one more thing I want to show you. For those who keep an eye on the workshop, you'll know that JK has done really, really cool thing. It's an English or a UK themed signal box, and I have it, and it is in, but we're going to lob one down. Well, this is there probably isn't a signal box here, but we've got to have one, right? Absolutely got to have one for some scenery. I mean, it's just got to happen. I mean, you know, you bend the rules a little bit. There we go. These are beautiful. Oh, what's this one? General Rail. This is new. When did that come in? General Railway Building. Good job, sir. Wow. We don't want Great Western Trains. LNER would be cool on... What's this one? I mean, this one would kind of work for us. Oh, what's black? Oh, look at it. I mean, it hovers a bit. I don't know. What? Ground? What does that do? Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember now. Okay, I kind of want this. What's platform? Okay. We'll kind of go with ground. Length. This building looks pretty neat. I kind of want this in. There are a bunch of options. You can play around these to your heart's content. We don't want any ground texture. So what we're going to do is put a temporary bit of track in here. If you want it a bit level to the ground, just go with a, doesn't matter, ballast or anything. Just put that in there. And then switch back to his buildings. And then you can kind of put them on here. I don't know why that's colliding, unfortunately. But that's how you can do that. Do you need to have a ground text? No. How do I change that? Does it need to be platform? There we go. We want the windows like that. I don't want it just there. Platform is the one. There we go. It's not bad, is it? I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty snazzy, and it's a bit of scenery from over here. And we're going to put this one in too. I guess we can go +2 on that one. I don't know where we're going to have it. Where would be a good place for that? Somewhere where we can see it when we're coming in. What if we have it kind of on the... No, I don't want it on a corner. I want it on a... Ooh, here. Yes. Let's get a another piece of temporary tracking. Let's see if we can get him sat there. Like that. There we go. Get rid of that and that. I mean, awkward. Maybe I should have been... let's try that again. And this time, let's not impale it with catenary. Uh-oh. It's move. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Keep it there. Do we like that, guys? I do. I'll leave a link in the description below if you'd like to pick that up off the workshop. Amazing work, I've got to say. You can even see the little handles for the switches. Look. Look at that. They're right in there. We will get back to this. I promise. We're obviously not leaving it. Willesden Junction. We're going to have a go at that. And then we're going to head to Euston. And then we're going to try and connect up this line going up here, you see. To our... What do we call this? Caledonian, isn't it? Caledonian Road and Barnsbury. We might be able to fit in Queen's Park somewhere. Watford Treebor and I were talking about it on Discord. And we might be able to fit it in. Figure a place for that to go. Because that was where our Bakerloo line would vanish underground. What we'll do is just turn it around, I think. Shall I stop flying around our map for now? And figure out what we're gonna sit and look at for the remainder. What do we have? It should be freight, really. Do we have any freight action? Oh, we've looked up here before, but... Ooh, Bedford's pretty nice. Wonder if we'll see anything cool going... Oh, look! I put one in here. There. Shall we sit down here? Did I mention I changed the track layout here? I got rid of this bit because it's not there. They now scoot off all the way down here and then switch back on. You can moan at me for not saying that, if that's the case. Maybe we'll sit here. What are we going to do? Oh, let's sit here on the next to our new building. This looks kind of cool because nothing comes up here. I don't know why I was always afraid to sit here. So we know what we're doing. All right then. We're going to get rid of this. And we're going to shove the mouse up there. I brought some games in the Steam sale, so keep an eye out for that. We're going to have a look at Train Station Simulator. Just a quick look, like a day one or a brief overview. And I'm thinking about buying a game called Foundation, which looks kind of cool. And a lot like Settlers, which is one of my favourite games. So for those that are into that sort of game, like me, look out for those coming this month, along with our new cab rides. Busy month. Can we play this? I don't know what's going to happen. Look at the car in the background. Ooh, that looks like Citroen C5. Mayhaps. We have to update those buses. There's not much happening, is there? That's quite surprising for Bedford. Maybe if I end it now, it might be timed about right. So, I will end it. And until next time, take care.